My name is Jordan Ostrom, and I'd like to share with you about how I hope to change the world. When I got my first library card as a kid, I used it to read books about presidents and watch DVDs with famous actors. And that's who I thought you had to be in order to change the world, a president or a movie star. After all, how could I hope to change the world if I was a nobody, hailing from a small city in a square state that the chattering classes mentioned only rarely and understood even less? But as I grew up, I started to realize something. All of the people who had changed my world, well, they weren't celebrities, and they certainly weren't nobodies. The people who changed my world were the people with whom I had made genuine connections. Connections as family members, as community members, even as customers. My vision for how I hope to change the world comes from three people in particular: a bus driver, a boss, and a babushka. Well, a grandmother. The bus driver is named Frank, and when I was in high school, he drove 30 miles out of his way in his own car in the rain to return to me my trapper keeper that I had left in the bus he drove. Inside of that trapper keeper was every imaginable piece of homework I needed for school, including the massive assignment that was due the next day. Because of Frank's act of kindness, I was able to keep up my perfect record and eventually graduate as valedictorian. What Frank taught me is that by going above and beyond in serving your customers, you can, in fact, change the world. Because Frank's act of kindness reverberated, rippling outward, like when you throw a stone into a lake. My good grades gave me access to a good college, which in turn gave me access to a good job in that aforementioned small city and square state. The person who hired me was none other than Sarah, who had taught me Sunday school as a child. Now I was a 20-something who at least pretended to know what he was doing, crisscrossing the equality state and empowering students to live their truth and lead their peers. As my boss, Sarah never failed to demonstrate to me that you can change the world by connecting with your community. Whether it was through her church, her job, or even by running for office, she modeled how to work with and for her neighbors in order to change the world. But the person who taught me most about how to change the world has sadly passed away. Nanny, my great-grandmother, was more like a second mom to me. She babysat me as a kid, came to all of my plays, and would ring me up almost every day just to check in and share that she loved me. Not a day goes by that I don't think about Nanny, and how she taught me that the connections to the people closest to us are the ones that matter most. I will likely never be president or a movie star, but Nanny and Sarah and Frank all gave me the hope that I don't have to be either of those things in order to change the world. Because it's not about who you are, it's about what you do. And what I want to do is serve the public as a librarian, which is why I'm starting a graduate degree in library and information studies. And yes, libraries are still a thing, and no, my job is not just shushing people. The main job of a librarian is to do the same thing that Frank, Sarah, and Nanny taught me how to do all along: connect with people. As a librarian, I will serve as a bridge between the public and the information they seek, which means I'll connect with patrons, connect with the community at large, and connect with my fellow librarians. world right now seems deeply divided and even more misinformed. I now know I won't be the next Abraham Lincoln or Tom Hanks, but now I know I don't have to be. I can change the world by making it more connected and cognizant, one library card at a time.